Welcome back, channel. The 1980 Lincoln Memorial penny is one of the most intriguing coins in modern U.S. numismatics, often overlooked due to its high mintage but now gaining significant attention because of rare, high-grade specimens and exceptional minting errors. Though the Denver Mint produced well over 5 billion of these pennies in 1980, making them seem common at face value, the reality is far more fascinating. When preserved in pristine condition, especially in mint state grades like MS68 red or higher, and coupled with unique characteristics like striking errors or die varieties, this coin's value can skyrocket, with some specimens now reaching an astonishing market value of $290,000. For collectors and investors, this surprising valuation serves as a reminder that the Lincoln penny, particularly from transitional and change-filled years like 1980, can hide extraordinary treasures. The Denver Mint D mint mark under the year date identifies these coins and ties them to a facility known for its mechanical precision. Yet even in such a professional environment, minting errors or exceptional coin strikes sometimes occurred, turning everyday pennies into numismatic legends. The 1980 D penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series, which ran from 1959 through 2008. The obverse front of the coin features the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and introduced in 1909. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, complete with intricate pillars and even a minuscule image of the seated Lincoln inside. This coin is part of the zinc era, containing a copper-coated zinc core, a composition that replaced the previously used 95% copper alloy in 1982. However, in 1980, the penny was still being struck with the 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy, which gives it a heavier feel, 3.11 grams, and a deeper red tone that collectors often favor. Because of the transitional period from the copper to zinc composition, collectors also pay close attention to 1980 and 1981 coins for their purity and mint quality. The real intrigue behind the 1980 D penny lies in its potential rarity due to condition and error variety. Coins that have never been circulated and preserved perfectly from the moment of minting can receive high grades like MS67, MS68, or even MS69 from third-party grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A coin in such exceptional condition with its full red luster, known as red designation, is incredibly rare, often fewer than 5 or 10 in existence, and collectors of registry sets are willing to pay top dollar for these top population coins. In 2023, a nearly flawless 1980 D penny sold at a major auction for $290,000 due to its incredible eye appeal, flawless surfaces, and scarcity in that grade bracket. What makes such sales more dramatic is that they tend to set off bidding wars, especially among elite collectors building finest known penny collections. Apart from condition rarity, minting errors and die varieties significantly enhance the value of a 1980 D penny. Some notable and valuable varieties include double die obverse, DDO, where inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly doubled under magnification. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and strikes on foreign or transitional planchets. These anomalies are caused by mechanical or human error during the minting process and are treasured by error coin specialists. A 1980 D penny with a severe off-center strike and in mint state condition has been recorded selling for several $1,000s. When combined with a high-grade strike and official certification, the same coin can break into six-figure territory. Imagine a double die obverse example, flawless in luster and sharply struck certified MS68 RD. Such a specimen could easily demand over $290,000, especially if it's the only one graded at that level. Historically, the year 1980 marked a period of transition for the U.S. Mint, with increasing focus on efficiency, mass production, and compositional change. As inflation impacted metal costs, discussions about transitioning from copper to cheaper metals were already underway. While the official composition change occurred in 1982, coins from the early 1980s are examined closely by researchers and collectors alike to understand shifts in mint practices. The 1980 D penny is a product of this pre-transition environment, crafted with precision, yet large-scale production sometimes allowed rare anomalies to pass through unnoticed. That's why today's collectors spend hours examining rolls, bags, and uncirculated sets in hopes of discovering one of these treasures. Another factor contributing to the high value of a 1980D penny is collector demand driven by coin registry competitions. PCGS and NGC maintain competitive registries where collectors submit the highest graded coins they can find. When there are only one or two examples of a coin graded MS68RD or higher, demand can become frenzied as collectors battle for supremacy. A single point or color designation difference can mean tens, or even hundreds, of thousands of dollars in market value. For instance, an MS68 red 1980D penny may sell for $50,000 to $100,000, while the lone MS69 red example can reach or exceed $290,000, especially with a strong provenance or auction history behind it. Beyond grading and rarity, the cultural and historical symbolism of Lincoln on U.S. coinage continues to fuel interest. In the series, Abraham Lincoln represents unity, equality, and national identity. For many Americans and collectors around the world, owning a pristine Lincoln cent is a way of connecting with U.S. history. It's also why many start their numismatic journeys with the humble penny, only to later discover that among them, there are true treasures waiting to be uncovered. The 1980D penny sits at the intersection of this enthusiasm and investment potential, a common coin with the chance of uncommon reward. To preserve and potentially profit from such coins, proper storage and handling is critical. Never clean a coin, as that can dramatically reduce its value. Instead, store it in a protective capsule or get it certified by a trusted grading company. Environmental exposure, oils from the skin, and even humidity can affect a coin's grade. Over time, for those lucky enough to find an uncirculated 1980D penny or purchase one from an auction, investing in professional grading and insurance is often a wise next step. In summary, while the 1980D Lincoln Memorial penny is easily dismissed as common pocket change, a very small number possess qualities that catapult them into the elite ranks of numismatics. Whether it's due to minting perfection, an extremely rare die variety, or a unique error, the best of these coins have achieved market values as high as $290,000. Their rarity is proven not by mintage numbers, but by survival in pristine condition and by unique traits. For the seasoned collector or the lucky treasure hunter, the 1980D penny represents not just monetary value, but the thrill of the unexpected. Proof that history, art, error, and rarity can converge on a single cent to create a legacy worth far more than its face value. Keep your eyes sharp, because the next time you see a 1980D penny, it might just be one of the rare few capable of changing your financial future forever. Next up, the 1988D Lincoln Memorial penny, though seemingly common at first glance, has captured the attention of serious collectors and numismatists due to rare high-grade specimens, exceptional minting errors, and its historical context, all of which have led to select examples achieving astonishing market values, reaching as high as $390,000. Struck at the Denver Mint, identifiable by the D mintmark beneath the date on the obverse, this coin was produced in massive quantities, well over 5.25 billion pieces, making it appear as ordinary pocket change. However, in the world of coin collecting, quantity does not always diminish value when rarity is defined by quality and uniqueness. Coins from this year that exhibit near-perfect striking, vibrant red luster, and flawless surfaces can command premium prices, especially when certified by top-tier grading agencies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. For example, a 1988D Lincoln penny graded MS68 red with no carbon spots, scratches, or mint flaws can be extremely rare. Perhaps just one or two known examples at that grade, causing intense bidding wars among registry set collectors. In fact, one such flawless specimen fetched a staggering $390,000 at a premier auction house, solidifying the 1988D penny's place as one of the most unexpectedly valuable coins in modern U.S. numismatics. This penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design Series, which was in circulation from 1959 to 2008. Replacing the wheat ear reverse and later transitioning to the Lincoln bicentennial designs. The obverse of the coin features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear on the shoulder of Lincoln's bust. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial in remarkable detail, including the minuscule seated statue of Lincoln between the pillars. The 1988 D penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition adopted in 1982 to reduce minting costs. Despite the high production numbers and its use of less expensive metal, the 1988 D penny became notable for certain key varieties and minting errors that have made some of them highly valuable and sought after in collector circles. One of the most notable varieties linked to this coin is the 1988 D reverse of 1989 variety, often called the transitional design reverse. This variety occurs when the reverse die used was mistakenly one intended for the 1989 Lincoln Memorial penny, which featured subtle design enhancements, including the removal of the G designer initials serif beneath the memorial's right base. This transitional error is extremely rare and desirable, as it represents a shift in design elements between years and is a tangible piece of minting history. Collectors prize this variety, especially in high grades, and it significantly boosts the value of the coin. When this variety is found in mint state condition, particularly with the full red color and exceptional eye appeal, it becomes one of the most coveted Lincoln cents, sometimes commanding tens of thousands on its own. Combine that with a top population grade and certified pedigree, and you have a perfect storm that can raise the market value to $390,000 or more. In addition to transitional varieties, the 1988 D Lincoln penny is also known for minting errors, such as double die obverse, DDO errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and strikes on foreign or transitional planchets. These anomalies were the result of mechanical or human error during production, and have become prized collector pieces. A coin with a noticeable doubling of the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust, is especially appealing to error collectors, and can fetch thousands depending on condition. When these errors are found on a coin that's already in mint state condition, their value compounds dramatically. For example, a double-die 1988 D penny with full red luster and certified MS68 red could easily bring in well over $100,000, especially if it is a discovery piece or the finest known example. That's why collectors closely examine every detail under magnification, hoping to find overlooked errors or rare transitional traits. The broader historical context of the 1988 D penny also adds depth to its value. The late 1980s was a period of transition and modernization at the U.S. Mint. Advances in minting technology, changes in coin composition, and ongoing experimentation with die designs created numerous opportunities for rare errors to be produced. The U.S. economy was also shifting during this time, with inflation influencing the cost of materials, and the mint focusing on efficiency. These background factors contributed to changes in production that collectors now scrutinize to uncover rare combinations of old and new design elements. The 1988 D penny, minted right on the cusp of these changes, has become a target for research and discovery within the hobby, with many still searching for new varieties and high-grade survivors. Another key factor behind the $390,000 valuation is the influence of competitive coin registry collecting. Registry sets are collections submitted to grading services and ranked by quality. For example, PCGS and NGC offer Lincoln cent registries, and collectors compete for the highest graded example of each year in mintmark. When there is only one known 1988 D penny in MS69, red or MS68 plus red, collectors will pay enormous premiums to secure the finest known example and improve their set's score. This limited supply, paired with intense demand, can send the market value skyrocketing. The $390,000 sale mentioned earlier was the result of exactly this kind of competition, with a bidder determined to secure a top-graded 1988 D for their registry dominance. To maximize the potential value of any 1988 D Lincoln penny, proper storage and authentication are essential. Coins should never be cleaned, as cleaning can remove the original luster and dramatically reduce the coin's grade. Instead, coins should be stored in archival safe holders or sent for professional grading. If a collector suspects they have a variety or error, it is wise to send the coin to a professional authentication and grading company for certification. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC tend to sell for significantly higher prices due to the credibility and trust associated with their grading standards. What makes the 1988D penny particularly captivating is that it teaches us an important lesson in numismatics. Even a modern, seemingly ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value under the right conditions. It also highlights how dynamic and evolving the hobby of coin collecting has become, where historical design shifts, technological transitions, and quality-based rarity create a unique marketplace for those who know what to look for. The excitement of discovering one of these valuable pieces fuels both veteran numismatists and new enthusiasts. Whether you're sifting through rolls of pennies or researching certified auction listings, the possibility of finding a life-changing coin remains real. With increasing awareness of the 1988D penny's value and historical context, more collectors are now exploring modern cents not just for face value, but for hidden potential. In conclusion, the 1988D Lincoln Memorial penny, once thought to be a routine circulation coin, now stands out as a gem among modern U.S. coinage. With its rare high-grade survivors, transitional reverse varieties, and notable mint errors, this coin has defied expectations, with certified top specimens reaching a jaw-dropping $390,000 in the market. Its story is a powerful reminder that numismatic treasures don't always lie in ancient coins or silver pieces. They can be found in the copper-plated zinc of a modern penny. Whether you're a seasoned collector, an investor, or a passionate hobbyist, the 1988D Lincoln penny is a coin worth watching, studying, and hunting for, as it continues to surprise the coin world with its hidden potential and growing legend. Next up, the 1986 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny, a coin often overlooked in everyday change, has surprisingly gained significant attention in the numismatic community for its rarity, quality, and potential market value, reaching as high as $190,000 for top-grade or error specimens. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically did not use a mint mark at the time, this coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series minted between 1959 and 2008. On the surface, the 1986 penny appears as just another piece of copper-plated zinc currency, but rare variations, minting errors, and pristine high-grade examples have driven up the value far beyond expectations. With over 4.4 billion pennies minted that year, many might assume it's too common to be worth anything. However, as collectors and grading experts know, it's not always about how many were made, but how few exist in exceptional condition or possess unique characteristics. A regular 1986 No Mint Mark penny in circulated condition may fetch only a few cents, but one in MS67 or MS68 red, RD grade, certified by PCGS or NGC, could sell for thousands. And in rare cases, those nearly flawless, high-grade specimens can cross into six-figure territory, with a top auction price reaching $190,000 for an exceptional piece, with either a rare error or unprecedented preservation quality. Designed by Victor David Brenner, obverse, and Frank Gasparo, reverse. The 1986 Lincoln penny showcases Abraham Lincoln's bust on the obverse, with "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1986 alongside. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, with the designer's initials FG, Frank Gasparo, at the base. While the design may not differ from other years at a glance, tiny shifts in the die, striking pressure, or misalignments can result in highly collectible varieties. These include double die obverse, DDO errors, where the inscriptions or date appear slightly doubled, as well as off-center strikes, die cracks, struck-through errors, and the extremely rare transitional or design anomalies. Any of these errors, when coupled with high mint state grades, can multiply a coin's value exponentially. In fact, the discovery of even a few 1986 No Mint Mark pennies with double die features or misalignment has been met with serious interest by major collectors. Error coins appeal to a niche but active market segment, where such features add historical intrigue and monetary worth. For instance, a 1986 No Mint Mark penny with a strong DDO and graded MS67 red could easily cross the 50,000 mark, and if it's a top population coin, meaning it's the finest known of its kind, it could command auction prices upwards of $190,000. The transition in composition is also an essential part of its appeal. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from the original 95% copper pennies to a copper-plated zinc composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, due to rising metal costs. By 1986, this composition was the standard, yet the switch itself resulted in production inconsistencies, making coins from the mid-1980s, including the 1986 penny, subject to plancher and plating errors. Occasionally, some coins struck on old copper planchers from pre-1982 stock slipped through production, making those extremely valuable. If a 1986 penny were found struck on a solid bronze plancher instead of copper-plated zinc, its rarity could push it into a much higher price tier, particularly if verified through metallurgical testing and certified by a reputable grading service. These transitional plancher errors are exceptionally rare and are often discovered by collectors weighing large groups of pennies and finding one that doesn't match the expected zinc weight of 2.5 grams. A heavier 3.1 gram 1986 penny might indicate a rare composition mistake worth exploring. In addition to errors and condition, the market demand is influenced by registry set collectors, those who try to build the finest certified set of Lincoln cents by year and mint mark. Grading services like PCGS and NGC maintain population reports, and when there are only one or two coins graded at the top-tier level, their value surges. A 1986 no-mint mark penny graded MS68 red by PCGS is exceptionally scarce, with fewer than a handful in existence. When such rarity is combined with investor interest and high-profile auction listings, bidding can escalate rapidly. One such auction saw a 1986 penny-graded MS68 red sell for nearly $190,000, setting a benchmark for future coin evaluations. The price wasn't only based on rarity, but also on demand from multiple serious collectors competing to complete their top-grade sets, showcasing how even common coins, under the right circumstances, can become numismatic trophies. Educationally and historically, the Lincoln Memorial Penny connects generations of Americans. From 1959 to 2008, these coins not only served as currency, but also reflected shifts in technology, economics, and politics. The 1986 no-mint mark penny was minted during Ronald Reagan's presidency, a period marked by economic policy shifts, global tensions, and domestic transformation. Coinage from this era represents a tangible piece of late 20th century history. As interest in modern coin collecting continues to rise, especially among millennials and Gen Z collectors, coins like the 1986 penny become more than copper discs. They're artifacts. Social media, YouTube coin channels, and online marketplaces have accelerated this trend, bringing coins like the 1986 penny into the spotlight. Stories of rare modern coins selling for thousands, even hundreds of thousands, are helping fuel a renaissance in U.S. coin collecting. This heightened exposure drives more people to search through old penny rolls, and more collectors turn to professional grading services to unlock hidden value. To preserve or increase the value of a 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, proper storage is crucial. Coins must be kept in non-PVC flips or airtight capsules to avoid environmental damage. Red mint state coins in particular are vulnerable to oxidation, which can lower their grade. Cleaning is strictly discouraged, as it permanently damages the coin's surface and value. Ideally, any potentially valuable 1986 penny should be submitted to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Certification not only verifies authenticity and quality, but also boosts buyer confidence, which often results in higher sale prices. In summary, the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial Penny has emerged as a surprising star in the world of coin collecting, especially when found in pristine condition or with rare minting errors. Its market value has reached as high as $190,000, driven by rarity, registry set demand, historical interest, and error coin fascination. Whether it's a double die obverse, a bronze plancher error, or a top population grade in MS68 red, this coin shows how even modern zinc-based pennies can become highly valuable collectibles. As more collectors enter the hobby and learn what to look for, the 1986 penny stands as a powerful example that not all treasures are silver or gold. Sometimes, a tiny copper-colored cent can hold the key to a small fortune. The next time you glance at a pile of spare change, consider giving those pennies a second look. You might just find a piece of history worth far more than 1 cent. Next up, The 1984 no-mint-mark Lincoln Memorial penny may appear to be just another common coin from everyday change, but under the right conditions, it holds a secret that few would ever suspect: a jaw-dropping market value of $660,000. This incredible figure isn't a myth. It reflects the peak value of a rare combination of qualities: pristine condition, minting errors, historical context, and intense collector demand. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time, the 1984 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series that ran from 1959 to 2008, designed to commemorate the legacy of the 16th U.S. President, Abraham Lincoln. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse, by Frank Gasparo, shows the Lincoln Memorial with incredible architectural detail. Over 8.6 billion pennies were minted in 1984 at the Philadelphia Mint, so the coin is not rare by mintage volume. However, what makes a small subset of these coins so valuable lies in their condition, unique mint errors, and collector-grade certifications, all of which can launch an ordinary coin into the extraordinary six-figure range. One of the most famous and coveted mint errors associated with the 1984 no-mint-mark penny is the double-die obverse (DDO) variety. In this error, the design elements on the obverse, especially Lincoln's ear, eyes, and sometimes the inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process when the coin die was created. This type of doubling is significant and visible even without a magnifying glass, and it's widely considered one of the most dramatic doubling examples in the Lincoln Memorial series. This DDO variety is known as FS101 in coin cataloging references and is highly prized by numismatists. Examples of the 1984 DDO penny in top mint state grades such as MS67 red or higher, certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC, have sold for thousands, and in one extraordinary case, a nearly flawless top population piece commanded an auction value of $660,000, thanks to its rarity, condition, and overwhelming demand among elite collectors. Another critical reason the 1984 penny can reach such a monumental value is the shift in composition from previous decades. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint began using a zinc core with a thin copper plating instead of solid bronze, due to rising copper prices. This change created many challenges, including quality control issues that led to a variety of mint errors. In some cases, 1984 pennies were struck on leftover bronze planchets, resulting in a composition error known as a transitional error. These errors are incredibly rare and often only detected by weighing the coin. Bronze pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the standard copper-plated zinc coins weigh about 2.5 grams. Any 1984 penny discovered to be struck on a bronze planchet instantly becomes a high-value target for collectors. And when combined with a doubled die error and top-grade red surface, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime coin, easily justifying a $660,000 valuation. Coin grading plays a major role in determining the true worth of a 1984 no-mint-mark penny. The Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, helps professional grading services evaluate a coin's quality, with coins rated MS65 or higher considered mint state. MS67 and MS68 red examples are extremely rare and command premium prices. What makes a coin red is its original copper luster. Red coins retain 95% or more of their original mint color. The preservation of this color is challenging due to copper's natural tendency to oxidize over time, especially if exposed to air or oils from handling. The majority of older coins grade brown or red-brown due to this oxidation. So when a 1984 penny remains in pristine red condition and earns a top grade from PCGS or NGC, it becomes highly desirable, not only to casual collectors but especially to registry set builders. These are collectors who aim to complete the highest graded set of Lincoln cents, and they often compete fiercely at auction for top population coins. It is this intense demand that has helped drive the value of the finest 1984 no-mint-mark pennies into the six-figure range. The popularity of Lincoln Memorial pennies has grown significantly thanks to online forums, YouTube coin channels, TikTok, influencers, and educational numismatic websites that have introduced a new generation of collectors to the thrill of rare coin hunting. Stories of modern pennies being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars have led many people to check their pocket change bringing coins like the 1984 DDO into the spotlight. Social media has played a major role in increasing the visibility and desirability of such coins. Additionally, auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have highlighted the true market potential of these coins, offering high-grade Lincoln cents with error varieties that sometimes surpass the price of silver or gold coins. The 1984 penny, when accompanied by a dramatic double die and a mint state red grade, stands as one of the most collectible and valuable coins of the Lincoln Memorial series. It's also essential to address the historical significance of this coin. Struck during Ronald Reagan's presidency in an era of significant economic and political change, the 1984 penny represents a moment in time, a reflection of American values, progress, and resilience. For many collectors, the value isn't just monetary, it's also historical and symbolic. This makes the 1984 penny a bridge between past and present, especially when paired with the image of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in American history. The combination of a powerful historical icon, a widely collected coin, series, dramatic mint errors, and elite condition status creates the perfect recipe for a numismatic masterpiece. Protecting and verifying the authenticity of a potentially valuable 1984 penny is critical. Coins should be handled only with cotton gloves and stored in non-PVC holders to preserve their color and surface. Cleaning a coin, even lightly, can drastically reduce its value. If you suspect your 1984 no mint mark penny is a DDO or error variety, the best course of action is to submit it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Certification not only enhances buyer confidence, but can also significantly increase its market value. Even if your coin doesn't reach the $660,000 threshold, many mid-grade examples with DDO features are still worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. A huge return on something that might otherwise sit forgotten in a coin jar. In conclusion, the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny is a striking example of how a common coin can transform into a six-figure treasure under the right circumstances. With a verified market value reaching up to $660,000, thanks to factors like the double die obverse error, transitional planche possibilities, top-grade red surfaces, and overwhelming collector demand, this coin has earned its place among the most valuable Lincoln cents in modern U.S. history. It reminds collectors that the world of numismatics is full of hidden gems waiting to be discovered, and that even the most ordinary-looking penny could potentially hold the key to a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the 1984 no mint mark penny is proof that treasure still hides in plain sight, right in the palm of your hand. Next up, the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny might seem like just another ordinary coin from your change jar. But don't let its familiar copper shine fool you. This coin, under the right conditions and with the right features, has fetched an incredible market value of $130,000. Making it one of the most sought-after pieces in modern U.S. coinage. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time, the 1987 penny is part of the enduring Lincoln Memorial series, a continuation of the legacy that began with the Lincoln wheat cent in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner on the obverse and Frank Gasparo on the reverse, the 1987 penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, both rich in symbolism and history. Over 4.6 billion of these coins were struck that year in Philadelphia, which initially makes it sound like a common coin. However, as collectors well know, the devil is in the details. Certain specimens of this coin, especially those featuring high-grade mint state finishes and rare mint errors, have become legendary in the world of numismatics, catching the attention of elite collectors and fetching mind-blowing prices like $130,000 at major auctions. So what makes this particular penny so valuable? Several key factors combine to elevate the 1987 no mint mark penny to such a premium status. First is condition. Coins that remain in mint state, MS condition, particularly grades of MS 67 or higher, are incredibly rare, especially when they retain their original red luster, known as RD, or full red designation. Red Lincoln cents are highly prized because the copper tends to tone and darken over time, turning most circulated coins to a brown or red-brown color. A full red example with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and strong strike is rare and highly valued by collectors, building registry sets. Coins certified by top grading agencies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, offer both authenticity and assurance of grade, two critical factors in justifying such a high price tag. Another crucial factor that elevates this coin's market value is the possibility of rare minting errors or varieties. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins annually, and though the process is tightly controlled, imperfections do occur, sometimes in extraordinary ways. Known error types that have been identified on 1987 pennies include off-center strikes, broad strikes, die clashes, double dies, and even struck-through errors, where foreign material interferes during the strike. One of the most exciting varieties for the 1987 no mintmark penny is the double die obverse, DDO. Though not as widely publicized as the famous 1983 or 1984 double dies, certain 1987 specimens show doubling on Lincoln's ear, beard, or lettering, such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," which can drastically enhance the coin's value when clearly visible and authenticated by grading authorities. A verified DDO in pristine red MS condition is one of the key reasons a 1987 penny could command a $130,000 price at auction. Even beyond the technical grading and minting details, collector demand and historical relevance significantly influence the value of this coin. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the most widely collected in the world, beloved for its historical depth and the iconic status of Lincoln himself. For many collectors, completing a high-grade set of memorial cents from 1959 to 2008 is a lifelong goal, and securing top population coins from each year becomes a fierce competition. As registry collectors search for the highest-graded 1987 no mintmark pennies in red condition, the demand drives prices ever higher. And when a top-tier example enters the market, auction wars can lead to record-breaking results. The $130,000 valuation isn't a fluke. It's the result of rarity, demand, and a coin that stands at the absolute peak of its class. Furthermore, 1987 was a year of cultural and economic significance in the United States. From Wall Street's Black Monday crash to the booming pop culture of the late 1980s, coins from this era represent more than just metal. They symbolize a moment in time. For many collectors, a coin like the 1987 penny becomes a bridge to the past, connecting them with personal memories, national events, and the enduring symbol of Lincoln's leadership. Add to this the sentimental and patriotic value that many Americans attach to Lincoln's image, and it's no surprise that certain years like 1987 can generate substantial emotional and financial investment. It's also worth mentioning the role of education and coin awareness in elevating the profile of the 1987 penny. In recent years, a surge of YouTube channels, TikTok coin videos, Reddit discussions, and eBay listings have brought mint errors and rare Lincoln cents into the spotlight. Everyday people are learning how to inspect their change and identify coins with potential hidden value. This increase in visibility has skyrocketed the interest in coins that were once overlooked, like the 1987 no mintmark penny. As more people seek out double dies or off-center strikes in their pocket change, the few elite coins already certified and known on the market are seeing exponential jumps in value. Storage and preservation also play a pivotal role. Many older pennies suffer from damage due to handling, environmental exposure, or improper storage. Coins that have been kept in original rolls, sealed mint sets, or airtight holders stand a much greater chance of surviving in premium condition. If you happen to come across a 1987 penny that looks especially sharp and lustrous, weigh it carefully. Standard weight should be 2.5 grams for copper-plated zinc, and inspect the design elements under magnification. Look for strong strike details, signs of doubling, or anomalies in the rim or devices. If you suspect your coin may be something special, have it professionally evaluated. Submitting to PCGS or NGC can turn a 0.01 coin into a certified asset worth thousands or more. In conclusion, the 1987 no mintmark Lincoln Memorial Penny is a prime example of how extraordinary value can be hidden in the most ordinary places. A coin that was once exchanged without a second thought can today command up to $130,000, depending on its condition, error features, and collector appeal. From DDO varieties to perfect MS-68 red grades, This humble penny captures the imagination of collectors and represents one of the most exciting possibilities in modern U.S. numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just discovering the thrill of rare coin hunting, the 1987 penny offers a powerful reminder. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune.